Hello.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hi.
Good evening.
How's everyone doing?
Stable.
Oh.
That's a good
Yeah.
word.
I'll stay with that.
It's a good word.
I'll take that.
All rainy and muggy outside, and I hate
Is
it.
everyone at least partially sane?
Yeah.
Sure. How do you define that? Sure.
Yeah, what's your definition of sane?
Did you go running around naked through your neighborhood this morning screaming, "I like cheese"?
Not yet.
No.
Not yet, but you know.
Okay.
That would be fun.
Then
to
you're
get
partially
little-
sane.
It would be fun to
Cool.
ladies in my
I'm
neighborhood. Back.
Partially.
That'd be funny.
Partially sane.
Partially. Yes.
I'm about as sane as normal.
You know.
What is normal?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I gotta say, though-
How does JD say it? It's a setting on your washing machine.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta say though, I've actually been glad I had these 2 weeks. Now, granted, last week I felt like crap. I did. I was sick, and so I'm glad I had the time off for that. But this week's been mentally good for me. Like my anxiety is still really bad, but it's better than it was kind of pre getting sick and being forced to isolate.
Mm-hmm.
I think having a couple weeks to just rest.
Yep.
Has helped a ton. Like,
Right.
It helped me mentally kind of, I mean, like I said, my anxiety is still horrific, but it's better than it was.
Mhm.
So I'm actually in better shape than I was.
That's good.
And I got
That's
over.
good. That's really good.
Very good.
Yeah. And I go back Monday.
Oh, yay.
Speaking of a washing machine, our new dryer comes in tomorrow. We haven't had a dryer for the past 2 weeks. So we finally are getting our dryer delivered tomorrow morning.
That's
Oh,
cool.
that's awesome.
Did you have to do it classic
Yay.
style? Did you have to like hang up everything on the line?
Well,
Oh,
we
no.
can't have anything outside, and plus it's been raining, so we've had to like do stuff inside, hanging up.
Why
Oh,
can't
I've
you
done
have
that.
anything outside?
HOA.
Oh,
HOA.
God,
We can't
Jesus.
And because of our house is a corner lot, it can be seen. Their backyard can be partially seen from the road.
Jesus Christ.
Why not? Don't be so nosy then.
Yep.
No, don't be so nosy.
Keep
I'm
it.
trying to drive.
Like, you're
us
not
out.
allowed
bunch
to-
of
Get a
bunch of
higher
old
fence.
people.
Yeah.
Fence.
No, my
Exactly.
neighborhood, we're not allowed to have fences. We're not allowed to have clotheslines. We're not allowed to have dog runs unless they are approved by the association. We're not allowed to have more than what our driveway can fit in cars. We're not allowed to even put a car like if we're having family over and we can park cars on the lawn. We're not allowed to do that unless we have approval from them.
Oh my
We
God.
can't
ask
change
you
the
a
color of our
question?
house.
Can I ask you a
Mhm.
question? Who the fuck started this homeowners association bullshit anyway? Like,
I have
where's
no
the
idea.
A bunch of white
Old
people.
people.
who had nothing else better to do.
Yeah, old white people. There you go.
Old people.
There are
People
there
that
are
want to
huge down here
control
in
the world
Florida.
and control what other people do so that they can take the money and use the money for what they
Yes.
want.
They're huge down
Oh,
here in
hell
Florida, and if we ever
It's-
manage to get a mortgage, I will not buy a house in an HOA.
no,
And
fuck
that's
no. I
actually going to
wouldn't.
limit what we can buy because they're everywhere down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see why my parents were so against them. We don't live with HOA, so we actually do whatever we want.
Don't do it.
No,
Don't.
it is
I-
awful.
Yeah,
mean,
we're
we
not
have-
even allowed to cut down a tree. Our trees, if you're cutting a tree down that's any bigger than 3 inches in circumference, you have to get permission, even if it's threatening a house.
Yeah, but
Oh
you
my
live
gosh.
around a lake, don't you? Like, isn't there some like natural preservation
couple of them here,
bullshit
yeah.
too?
See, we have if we
Yes,
we need to
there
cut it-
is, but
See, for us, if we have a tree that needs to be
You know,
cut
if a
down,
tree-
if
if a
it's a
tree's-
danger, we're allowed to do that. And the way my parents say it, they're like,
Right.
we'd rather get permission, get forgiveness than permission.
Dude,
Yeah.
Night of Run, it is not a
We
50
had-
thing. It's not. It's a new thing. It's a new housing
Mhm.
development thing. It's a it's an 80s thing, actually.
Yeah, it's like boomers wanted to control their neighborhoods, keep property values up, keep everything looking very uniform.
Yeah, because the one person in the neighborhood that lived like trailer park trash fucked it all up for everybody else. That's what it was.
Yeah, pretty much.
We were the ones who had
Exactly
the
it.
cops
Yeah.
called on us and boarded, all that.
Yeah. So whoever
Oh,
has
and
Kenny's
Jason.
house from South Park, that's
God.
the one that fucked up everything. Is Kenny's house. The one who did it.
Yeah, but Kenny lived over the tracks, so like it's
Yeah, but he's the only house that's like over the tracks. If you ever watch it, but like whenever they go, it's like the only house that's over there.
Yeah, I think I'd rather live on the
Piece
other
of
side of the
crap.
track sometimes.
It is.
in the whole like neighborhood.
I love how he's basically immortal because he gets killed constantly. And he just somehow comes back. And,
Yes.
There's an episode that explains that.
Mhm.
Do you want me to spoil it?
sure, yeah.
So
Yes.
his parents joined a cult that followed Cthulhu, I think, but they only joined it for the free beer. So Kenny's mom somehow got like cursed to always give birth to Kenny. So anytime Kenny dies, he's birthing.
Okay, well that's
Kenny.
horrific. No,
That's
that's horrific.
awesome.
No,
So
okay.
he's basically like a cat with multiple 9 lives.
Yes,
Oh my
and
God.
Kenny, part of canon is that Kenny does know that he's reliving this life and getting killed, but no one else remembers this.
Oh my god.
Interesting.
That's awesome.
Oh,
But he's the only one who does know. Yes.
That's horrible.
No wonder
Poor
he's so.
Kenny.
Yeah.
I just remember they were like during the series, they get to the point they're like, "Oh my god, you killed Kenny." Okay, moving on.
Yeah. They stopped it after a while. They killed him for a full season, so he wasn't even there. That's how Butters became a friend and Tweak became a friend when they were doing like the fourth person. And then they brought him back, and that was fine. And then they just stopped killing him in general, and they really didn't bring it back up again and do the canon until they came up with the superhero series. So they are all superheroes. And Kenny turns out to be a character, Mysterion. And and that's when he reveals that he has a real superpower. He can't die.
Mhm.
So
That's awesome.
I haven't watched South Park in forever.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
why it's
same
so
here.
much. I haven't watched it in about like 2 years. So the newest stuff I haven't seen.
I love the episode with Butters when he's singing "What in the butt." It's just I just lose it every single time.
Yeah, that's the name.
What in the butt?
Do you remember the underpants gnomes? I love that episode. That's like probably my favorite.
Yes.
I say it all the time. The whole step 1, whatever. I go step 2, step 3, profit. Like, so, whatever.
Yep.
Underpants.
I remember the turkey one where they would stuff the turkey up their butt.
Yes.
And then like
The reverse eating, the reverse digestion, and then they would vomit it, the poo, and there's the whole and you see Randy over the toilet. I know all those episodes like the back of my head. I love it.
Oh my God.
It's so good.
I remember my dad watching it as a kid, and Mr. Hanky was a big thing with him.
Christmas
Oh my
Poo.
God. Yes.
Yeah.
Hanky, the Christmas Poo.
That's like original season stuff right there. Love that shit.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
Burned into my memory. I can't get it out. It's forever stuck. Not a bad thing. It's just stuck.
South Park was one of those shows I did watch it. I think when it first aired, but I had to hide it from watching it from my mom because my mom didn't like certain things, and so that was one of the ones I would hang out with my friends and I would watch it. We would watch it at night and whatnot because her dad didn't give a shit, so we just got to do whatever we wanted.
I poisoned my younger sisters with that because around here we got Comedy Central way before most other people did. Central Pennsylvania for some reason ended up with it, and I don't know why. But like they were young. They were very young, and it was like my youngest sister was like 9, I think, like 8 or 9, and we were sitting at my apartment watching South Park together.
I
Yeah.
love it. That's awesome.
I think that South Park is one of the first, well, not for the legit first, but probably the first mainstream one that really made cartoons for adults in that sense. Because you get like the ones now, you got like the Rick and Morty and the Archer and those type of things. But
Yeah.
like trying to think of like a cartoon that really was like an adult cartoon. There's probably a few beforehand.
The first season of Ren and Stimpy was very much an adult cartoon.
Yes, it was. Yes, it
But that
was.
was actually geared towards children. That's the problem.
Yeah.
South Park was not geared ever for children. It was always adults.
What about Dumb and Dumber?
That wasn't a
Cartoon?
cartoon. No, that wasn't
No, I'm talking
movie.
about cartoon, like a
Oh,
serialized
true,
cartoon.
yeah.
I can't think of anything else that's kind of like other ones that I would say that are not really children.
Beavis and
I know-
Butthead.
Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, there we go. That one.
That's what I was thinking.
Beavis and Butthead.
He was the one. Okay. I'll give
my
that's an earlier one. So I'll give that one the first main one. From
Anything that was on MTV at that point in time.
Daria, that would probably be another one.
King of the
Yes.
Hill, yeah, Night
Yes.
of Ren just like King
Yeah.
Hill.
Oh, I love how he's become.
Yes.
I'm so happy. He's immortalized. Oh my god. The wall. It's just like the
But King of the Hill came from Beavis and Butthead. Like it like
Mhm.
that
They were
originated
that,
from them.
Right.
Yeah, that switched over.
Yeah, I think I forget his name, the creator, but he voices wow,
Hank Hill.
Thank you.
Hank Hill. You're fine.
Yeah, you know this iconic series with this iconic character whom I can't remember. What?
You're fine. You're fine.
Oh, what was that other on MTV? It had the chick. And it was like she's
Daria.
Daria.
Yeah, that's okay, Daria.
Yeah.
All these.
That's on I think Hulu now. I've seen it around where you can watch all of
Yeah.
I probably should have watched it as a kid.
Bud just brought up Eon Flux, but Eon Flux was part of like they did an anime thing,
Mhm.
and that it was part of that. It wasn't
That
really,
was good and disturbing.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
definitely.
the animation was top notch, but it was just like you're in for a trip.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it came on like late at night too,
Mhm.
like for a reason.
Yeah, well, of course they all
Yeah.
did. Like I think it was like after Headbangers Ball, it would come on actually. Back when MTV was MTV. If
know,
anybody
yeah.
remembers that.
yeah.
No, vaguely. I remember like the Celebrity Death Match. That was another one. Not cartoons, but claymation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like the pre Robot Chicken style
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
humor in that
Yeah.
sense.
But yeah, MTV actually used to play music videos
I
too.
know.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
I used to watch them
Shocking.
before school.
Way back in the day.
I miss that
Yeah,
shit.
I can't complain. I'm not gonna bitch at MTV because I love the challenge. I've watched it since the very first season when it first was out, which when it was Road Rules and Real versus Real World. I love that show, and they always kept it, and that's my favorite soap opera. So that's what it is. It's a soap opera. You watch it. I watch it for the drama, and then I get sad. Like CT's already out of this episode, and I'm so upset about it. I love CT, and he's already gone. Ugh.
I don't know anything about any of it because I didn't really get into
Real Rules.
or
I
or
remember,
either
but I
way,
never
like split them in
finished.
half back in the beginning. I never really got into them. Then I think I watched The Real World for like the first 2 seasons because my friends were watching it and it was just conversation. And then I was like, this is fucking lame. I can't watch this anymore.
I never
That's
got
pretty how I
into,
was
I
with
did
it,
watch
too.
a few of the Real World, and I liked Road Rules more because it was more like they did things. But once the challenge came along, that's the one it is. And I think what I like about it is that people will keep coming. They bring in new people, but people keep coming back. And it's like a people watching style pleasing series. You get to see someone grow up and change and evolve and maybe have kids. Some people have left for like a couple of seasons and they come back and they're divorced with 3 children, and it's like, oh, I need to come back because I don't have to pay for bills and stuff. I don't know. I find that kind of just interesting to see these people like over the 10-year, 15.
I get it.
Span. Yeah.
I just like, I think I got disappointed in MTV whenever they did like My Teenage Pregnancy or some shit, whatever the fuck that show was called. And I was like, you know what? I'm out.
Pregnant and
I'm out.
It's and pregnant. That's the
I'm
one.
out of here.
How about My
Yeah.
Super Sweet 16? Did you like that one?
I used
None
to
of
love
them.
watching shit
None
like
of
that just
them.
because it was so stupid.
I wanted the black car.
I'm sorry. I would bitch slap like my kid
I
if they said
watch
something like
that
to
and
me.
it makes me very appreciative of what I did have and what my parents were able to give me, and I'm like, yeah, I would have never wanted to be like that.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know. We didn't have much money growing up, so it's not like that was like none of that shit was even a thing. Like if I got my favorite cereal, that was a good day. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't one of those like I deserve to have these like $150 shoes or whatever. Like I was running around in Jamesway fucking like what looked like knockoff Keds. You know what I mean? Like $10 little fucking white tennis shoes and shit. Like
I
that
had
was,
those.
mm,
I had those.
they fell apart after a month. Yeah, that was the shit that I had. You know?
Yep. And actually, after that, mine fell apart. I actually got real Keds on. She found them on sale, and so I got real Keds because she realized instead of buying the same pair like every other, constantly, it was just cheaper to buy like one fit pair.
Yeah.
But there were
my-
times where it was like, seriously.
I think my mom got me a pair of Chucks on clearance for $20 whenever I was like nearly a senior. And they fell apart because I wore them so much, and I still wore them. Like the front would flap open like a mouth, and I would still wear them. I didn't give a fuck. Like I didn't even care. I'm like, I love these shoes, man.
Rubber cement was
And I
that was
put
my
some,
go-to.
put some
stuff like that.
glue in there. Yeah, anything.
Rubber cement. Yep.
Duct tape.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the fast fix. Duct tape.
Yeah. I tried all kinds of shit, but like I was a rough kid, like I was kind of a tomboy, so that was splashing in puddles and fucking them up even worse. So it's whatever.
Yeah.
I did, however, the one thing I wanted for Christmas one year was a pair of Doc Martens, and my mom and dad got me a pair of like green suede ones. But they turned my feet and my socks green.
Wow.
Like if they got
that.
yeah, if they got wet or they got sweaty,
Mhm.
my feet smelled like suede and sweat, and my toes were green.
I always say, you had a good childhood when you can look at your knees and you see the scars
Oh yeah,
from where you have fallen.
Yes.
yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
God,
My
Like-
knees
And
are
your
all
feet.
scarred. Yep.
Bike
I have
accidents and
crisscross
all.
scars all over my knees from all the
Yeah.
scabs.
Max has like really
actually-
really nasty ones on his knees because he told me he fell off his bike like forward. Like he got I think either his leg or something caught in the chain. He like flipped forward and like ripped up his knees. And I'm just like, oh my god! Oh, I can't
Yeah.
imagine
I
that.
have a few scars on my knees where I probably should have gotten stitches when I was little, and my mom just put Band-Aids on it. You're fine, go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the
I have a
life back
scar
then.
here.
Mhm.
I have a scar on my arm about 3 inches long. I fell on my granddad. My granddad was a gardener, and he
Mhm.
had one of those little rabbit fences of like probably centimeter square, heavy gauge chicken wire
Mhm.
all around to try to keep the rabbits out.
Oh,
And I'm running around after school, but I went to parochial school at the time, so I had like loafers on. I didn't have anything to change into. And I'm running around and I slipped and I landed on the fence.
Ooh.
That's gonna hurt so much. Oh.
Thankfully, my tetanus shot was up to date.
Mhm.
My grandma takes me out. They're watching me after school. She cleans it up, and those little itsy bitsy Band-Aids are only about an inch long with this tiny little center pad.
Yeah.
That's all she had in the house, so she put like 10 of those.
Oh my god. Aren't those used for like temporary stitches?
Oh.
My mother gets home, comes to pick me up probably 4 hours later, and she was so pissed. She's like, "This needs stitches, but it's too late now." I'm like, "Whatever, it healed." I mean, I still have the scar, but
Jason's the one who fell, bust his chin open, put some, tissue and wrapped a peg around his head and continued
Oh my
working.
god. That sounds like a Jason thing though.
And I get home from work and he's sitting there working on his subwoofer box with like bloody
my
tissues
God.
and stuff in a plastic bag. I'm like, we need to go get stitches. She's like, okay. Can we go to the McDonald's drive-thru first? Because I'm hungry.
Oh my god! I remember one time.
Oh my god!
I'm sitting in the living room, and Nick was in the extra bedroom. This is a house we used to live in. We're basically using this one room as storage, for just random stuff. And I guess a picture had broken, and a piece of glass was poking through the box. And he walked past it and sliced his leg open, like a good 5 inches. Ooh. And he comes out, and he's like, honey, I think I need stitches. But he's being really too calm. I'm like, nah, I'm sure it's fine. Let me see. Shows me his leg. I'm like, oh, shit. I can see muscle. I'm like, yeah, in the car.
Let's go. Yeah.
Well, what's funny is when we get to the emergency room, of course, this is before we're married, and they pull Jason aside, and they're like, is there anything you need to tell us? Is everything okay at home? Do you feel safe at home?
Oh my god!
He looks at me and goes, serious?
They're like, do you have a mean uppercut? Maybe it's something like, yeah, and he'll never talk back again.
It's like, if you're lucky, it's just his chin.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, that's when you go. That's when you go. Yeah, the bitch didn't listen.
He's lucky he didn't get a black eye along with that busted chin.
I have to admit,
oh god!
the one time I fell off my bike, it was extremely stupid. So I used to, where I live now, where I used to when I was a kid, it was a very hilly area. So what I was doing is that I was on my bike, but I was coasting down this sort of like 30 to 40 degree incline hill. And then I was going to make a turn, but I was going stupid fast. I was like going to turn too. And I'm like, yeah, this'll work.
Wipe out?
Yeah, I wiped out. But what happened is that I scraped my leg on the side of my leg from my knee to my upper thigh, scraped completely. I'm so impressed because I dressed myself so well, I didn't scar at all.
That's good.
I know.
That's good.
But it was so horrible because I had to go to the mall and I had to wear like really baggy shorts and it looked like I'd come out of the ER or something because I just had gauze up my leg, like slightly limping. And I'm just
oh god!
I was fine. I was 16 or something. It was stupid.
I was always afraid of things with wheels.
Yeah, I was too.
When I was young,
I did the same thing.
When I was young, a friend of mine he brought his 4-wheeler over, and we decided to go out on one of the trails. And I had forgotten to tell him that there was a really sharp turn. I'm riding behind him. I'm sitting on the 4-wheeler with him behind him. I forgot to tell him, you're gonna have to slow down on this. Well, he didn't. We flipped down a ravine, and the 4-wheeler landed on my leg. My ankle swelled up. My ankle swelled up to like the size of like a mini basketball, and I had 2nd and 3rd degree burns all the way up my leg. We had to get the 4-wheeler, flip back over, back up the ravine, and back to the house. I could hardly walk. I get into the house, and my mom was like, we're going to the hospital.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know my ankle's broken. It wasn't. It wasn't broken. I just had really bad burns on my leg, and my ankle was really badly sprained. But I was like, oh my god.
It wasn't broken? That is amazing.
Wow.
Holy crap.
That's crazy.
Nope. Wasn't broken. I was shocked. Yeah. But I had 2nd and 3rd degree burns on my leg. I was like, yeah, that's the worst I've done.
Oh.
That and falling out of the tree. That's the worst things I've done.
Oh.
Me at 8 years old, I'm sorry. I broke my arm right here when I was roller skating. So someone fell on top of me, broke my arm. My parents thought it was sprained. It actually started to grow back before they took me to the doctor, and the doctor said, it was just broken. So my right arm is still slightly crooked.
Oh.
Yeah. Go ahead, Kim. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine.
I managed to, when I was in 4th grade, I was running, again, parochial school, slippy shoes, loafers, Recess ended, so we're running back to get in line, and I slipped, and I fall, and I catch myself, like, my pinky and this finger stayed on the curb. The rest of my hand went down. Ooh. So I shattered these 2 fingers and all the metacarpals all the way basically down to my wrist bone. I go into class, like, excuse me, I need to go to the nurse. They're like, no, you're fine. I'm like, no, I need to go to the nurse. No, you're fine. I'm like, my hand's swelling. My fingers are turning. I need to go to the nurse. They made me finish the damn day.
What?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I get to my grandma's house. because they lived in the parish that I was going to school in, so like I'd go to their house after school, and I get there and I'm like, Grandma, my hand hurts, and she was a bookkeeper. She was not medical. Had 3 RN daughters, but she was not medical. She took one look at my hand, called my mom, and said, "Get your ass over here and take your daughter to the hospital." Next day, I walked in with a cast like on these 2 fingers all the way to like here, up my arm. I walk in. I said, "See, I told you I had to go to the nurse."
Oh my god! I'm surprised your parents didn't like throw a shit fit in there and be like,
I would have.
I don't know if she did. She might have, because that's kind of wouldn't have surprised me. But nothing like happened. Like there was like waiting for treatment really didn't like screw anything up long term.
Okay.
But and I actually got an apology from the teacher that wouldn't let me go to the nurse. Like she actually apologized to me.
So then they must have said something, because that's not fair for them to not trust you for something of that nature.
Yeah, because I'm sitting there trying to write notes, and they're yelling at me because I can't do the worksheet because I'm right-handed.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
no.
so I'm trying to write and dragging my broken hand across the paper.
Oh my
I
god.
was,
Crazy.
yeah, I was about 5 years old, about 5 or so, and I had this little table in my room, and I decided I was going to see if I could fly by climbing up on the table and jumping off. And instead, it broke, and I fell on my right arm and broke it. The problem is I didn't completely break it. So when we got to the hospital, I don't remember any of this. So this is from what my parents told me. The doctor had to finish breaking it.
They have to do that sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, I had a cast for my wrist all the way up to my shoulder.
Oof.
Yeah,
because of where the break was.
you have to get the
Move it
joint
too much.
above and below a fracture in order to immobilize it properly. For healing.
And because of my age being 5, they did not want any possibility of me doing something and breaking the cast.
Oh. I only have mine on my forearm. Oh my god, that is horrible.
5, and I was at preschool and I couldn't do anything.
Oh,
and it was my right hand, which is my writing hand, and so I'm learning how to write, and I can't.
Oh no.
I have to ask though, anyone who's had casts before? So I know I've had casts. You've had a cast, Lady Love. I don't know if anyone else here has had casts for their broken bones, but
Okay.
I thought it was the most disgusting thing after it's taken off and all that skin.
Oh, I thought it was fascinating.
Off. Oh, it was disgusting because it was all yellow too, and it was just like.
Oh, I thought it was fascinating.
Oh, I thought it was gross.
My hand was, I mean, I'm pale to begin with, but this was like, oh, wow, I'm even paler. Like, I'm comparing my skin, my arms to each other. I'm like, this is cool.
It just felt so good having the cast off, and I could bend my arm.
And I could scratch.
Yeah, I had to use a pencil to, like, go in and scratch.
Oh, my God, to have that off.
I couldn't do that. I could, like, kind of go in, like, here, but I couldn't get anything out. Oh, my arm, I remember, it was just the amount of lotion my mom had to put on my arm. Got done. The worst was showers.
I put a plastic bag, like a Target bag, on my forearm just to bathe.
That's why now they're actually looking at doing like 3D casts.
Open air, but still immobile.
Doing like 3D printed.
I had surgery on my wrist when I was in high school because I had tore cartilage. And I was a spinning rifle in the marching band honor guard. Those precision drill girls. I'm real good at it. Like, but it's really hard on your wrists. And I end up with tendonitis, and I ended up blowing out the cartilage in my left wrist. Like,
oh my god, didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, you could do that. And so I have no cartilage in my left wrist at this point. So I had surgery. I was 15 or 16. 15, I guess. And they go in and they clean it all out. And I have, really small scars because it was really like
they do a microscopic,
arthroscopic surgery. So the scars weren't bad, but I had to be immobilized for a few weeks, like 2 weeks, I think it was. I don't remember too well, but it was a couple weeks in this like immobilization thing, and you had to do the plastic bag. Had to get help washing my hair because I'm trying to wash my hair one-handed, which does not work. And then they take everything off, and I'm like, great, I can wash my hair. I go to try to wash my hair, and this arm didn't work. Like my hand didn't work anymore. Like I had no strength.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's like the worst part.
And I try to wash my hair, and I'm like, ow, okay, washing one-handed again. Oh.
Yeah, that was the worst part. Was getting the cast off. Was getting the strength back in the arm, and I actually have slight arthritis deep in the arm.
Yeah.
So when it's like,
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you.
no, I know, I just saw it. I saw him in the background doing it. No, it was getting the strength back in the arm. Was the hard part.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got slight arthritis in my right arm.
I can hear him.
For anybody who is listening, everybody's laughing because Jason Lowry said Kate must have a strong pimp backhand. Yeah, we'll have to ask Nick about that.
Hey, I went through 3 months of physical therapy on my wrists to get the strength back. So yes, I do.
There you go.
And she needs to warm up. She's got the exercises already memerized. So
there you go.
I never broke anything when I was a kid.
There you go.
And they don't like I was 38, I guess, roughly 38 years old when the accident happened. So like I had never, like I'd been in bike accidents, like you fall, you scrape your knees up, you're walking back home, pushing your bike with like blood running down your legs or whatever. And my sister and I, when she was 3, were in a pretty bad bike accident. And she lost her 3 front teeth when she was 3. Yeah.
Oh wow.
That was a rough one.
Ow.
It was her baby teeth. Yeah.
Oh, well, thankfully, there you go. No adult teeth yet.
But it still took like 2 years before she had any teeth after that,
Oh, that made my mouth hurt just thinking about it.
Yeah. Well, like we went in opposite directions over the handlebars, and she landed face first, and I like turned to see if she was okay and hit my arm and scraped all the skin off my arm. But she landed and smacked her face, and we still never found the teeth. They did an X-ray to see if they were in her stomach. I did a thorough search outside because my mom was ready to kill me, and she sent me back outside to go look for teeth.
They just scattered.
I don't know. The doctor says a possibility because they were so small and because they were already damaged that they just disintegrated on impact because she used to suck these 2 fingers and there was already like damage to her palate and stuff.
Okay.
So like that, I mean, not that the impact didn't cause the major damage there, but like it was still, and she had to get stitches in her gums and stuff like that.
But 3 years old. It's got
I see a puppy dog.
A dog?
I see a puppy dog.
Oh yeah, she's sleeping behind me. Yeah.
Looks like a tired puppy dog.
She spent all day barking because she had to be in the kennel. But to join onto your thing, so although I have not had any broken bones, to my knowledge, probably the worst with the teeth.
Knock on wood.
Yeah. The teeth thing, I have something similar. So when I used to visit my dad, we used to go to a swimming pool, and I was sitting on the edge like this of the pool talking to like my stepmom, and my brother had walked up and went "Whoa!" to me, and my mouth went gunk right on the edge of the pool.
No.
I was maybe 16 or so. My teeth fell apart in my mouth, like the 2 of them. And this is at my dad's house, so I'm not even in the same town as my normal dentist or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So, and it was like at the end of the day. So this was like, 7:00 in the afternoon. And I was just like in there, everyone come out. My one tooth, essentially think of my tooth like this in my mouth, straight up, the back half broke off. And then it was kind of like missing like the first portion in there. And then the other one was just kind of broken on the other side. Luckily the dentist still was open, but there was an appointment there. And I was in there with my teeth like balled out. And the guy was all like, you can have my appointment. It's just a cleaning. I'll be back. And so they went.
Oh, that's nice.
And I was like, he was very nice. I was like, you can see my mouth. And my dad's like, I don't know what to do because I'm not on his insurance. I'm not on any of this stuff. And so then they fixed that, but then a couple months later, I guess whatever crappy job they did, started falling out of my mouth again. So by then I was back with my mom, so I was able to go to my actual dentist, and ever since then those ones have stayed at that point. So it's been 20 years for whatever they put there.
That's good.
But
That's good.
at least I don't think they had to repair them at all. I can't remember. But yeah, that was probably the worst. And it was just like, it didn't hurt, but I knew something had happened.
Right.
I was like, my teeth are falling out in front of it. And those are my teeth. So my two front teeth, they're half fake, half real, half fake. And it sucks, but yes.
I never would have known. Ow.
Other than my arm, I have scar on my chin where I busted it open.
Oh,
and
jeez.
I burnt my left arm when I was little.
Ooh, yikes.
Poured hot.
I
was trying to help set the table, and I was trying to put the gravy on the table, and it was just high enough. So when I went to grab it went all over my left arm.
Oh,
luckily,
no.
I was wearing a long sleeve shirt, so that kind of helped.
To absorb some of it.
Yeah.
I get that. I got a really bad second. Oh, go ahead, Anna.
The only thing that I broke as a kid was toes and my back. I fell 35, 40 feet out of a pine tree.
Just your back.
Not even pine. It's like,
Oh my god.
just my back. Yeah. I fell out of the tree, landed on the lovely hard Virginia clay, and
I can't imagine.
My friend ran into the house to go get my mom, and my mom came out and she said, well, I'm going to call an ambulance because I could hardly move. And I went, no, I'm not going in an ambulance. I got up and ran in the house, sat down in the recliner, and then I couldn't move. My mom said, I won't ambulance if you can get up and walk to the car. I couldn't move my legs. My spine had completely swollen up enough to where I couldn't. I was temporarily paralyzed.
Oh my god.
So I'm like 12 years old. I was supposed to 3 days after that, I was supposed to try out for the basketball team. I was going to be playing basketball. I had all this stuff. So I ended up spending 3 years of doing absolutely nothing in gym except for standing at the free throw line going, yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Because that was all I was allowed to do.
Holy crap.
So yeah, I broke 2 vertebrae in my lower back.
Yeah,
But I had a severe concussion. But that was it.
I
just broke a back.
I'm back.
That's it. No big deal.
Yeah, it's no big deal. I almost got paralyzed and whatnot. Couldn't walk around, but you know.
That's like Anna. That's like me saying that I just broke my legs. It's like I just broke them. I broke.
It reminded of Monty Python.
It's funny because
It's just a flesh wound.
Yeah. It's funny because anytime I sit there and tell anybody, I'm like, yeah, so I broke my back. Like doctors, they'll be like, if you had any broken bones, and I'll be like, yeah. Like when I was pregnant, oh gosh, when I got pregnant with my son, it was like, okay, if you had any back injuries, I was like, yeah, I had 2 really bad compression fractures in my lower vertebrae when I was like 12, and she went, excuse me, and you're what? You're having a child? I was, yeah.
So like putting pressure on all
they
that.
had to put the epidurals they had to put higher. Yeah, they had to put epidurals higher because the spacing between my vertebrae is so small and down low. So they had to put them up higher. So like when I had my kids, my epidurals, I was numb from my boobs down. It was awesome.
Oh my god.
Well, that made it easier,
I can see us coming up and going, can you feel that?
Can you feel that? I can hear that.
Can you feel it?
Can you feel this?
I love when they ask, hey, what surgeries have you had? Because I get to do this to them. I get to say, yeah, I had a C-section. I had my wrist surgery, and I had a craniotomy when I was 2 weeks old.
What?
Oh my gosh.
When I was 2 weeks old, I still have the dent. They had to put me under and pry my skull, depressed skull fracture, like pull my skull out of my brain, which is hilarious. Because I went to the doctor I hit my head at work, and they did a CT, and he's like, I could see your dent. He's like, can I feel the dent? I'm like, go for it. I don't care. But yeah, I was a forceps. It's always been there. I don't care.
A forceps kid.
I was a forceps kid, and they cracked my skull like a walnut.
Oh my god.
And they had to pry my skull out.
I still have a flat spot on my head right here.
Oh, right, yeah.
I still have a
on
flat
the top,
spot.
right? Yeah, no, I have mine mine's like right here.
My
on the top.
son,
It's apparently it's
my
very
son
rare.
my son still has the scars on the side of his head and on the back of his head from forceps.
Oh wow.
Because he was a forceps delivery. And he actually, for the longest time, he had to have his hair cut specifically so that the sideburn on one side was longer so that it would cover the scar. Otherwise, he'd have this bald spot on the side. So, yeah. Yeah, he was I was in love with him for a long time, and the doctor finally said, she came in, she said, look, she said, I've done too many C-sections today. You're coming out this way.
I should have been a C-section flat out. I don't know why they went for the forceps, but they did. And the bump, I mean, the bump was enough to get an ER doctor to go, can I please feel it? Because I could see it on the picture, and I really wanted to, like, ER doctors don't react like that to anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I lucked out.
No.
For considering all things considered, I lucked out. It should have been life altering, and it really didn't screw me up too bad.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Cat's like, it didn't screw me up too bad.
too bad.
I'm still functioning.
Well, I had seizures when I was a baby. I don't remember. I have attention deficit disorder. My hearing actually got a little affected. Like I have some, there's like a bunch of like minor stuff, but nothing like life altering. Like I could have been a vegetable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like flat out. I should have been.
Life could have been ended right then and there.
Yeah, but apparently I had a decent sized fontanelle for the swelling to go up. So, I didn't end up with severe brain damage. I just, every now and then, especially if I'm tired, I'll have trouble finding my words. And I have a droopy eye that I've worked very hard to make not droopy, but if you look closely, it gets just a little bit.
When you're tired?
Yeah, when I'm real tired from a little bit of nerve damage.
My one girlfriend's like that too.
Yeah,
just when like she's real tired.
Yeah, like if I'm real tired, you'll see it. If I'm not tired, I manage not to have it. But Nick actually, that was one of the things that made me think he pays attention. Like he actually saw me because we've been dating for a couple months, and he's like, "You're really tired, aren't you?" I said, why would you say that? He's like, your right eye. He's like, I notice when you're tired, it starts to get a little droopy. I was like, you actually notice?
Oh,
like nobody noticed. My best friend in the world didn't notice.
Didn't notice. Yeah.
The only people that knew about it was my family, and he actually saw it and noticed. I was like, oh.
That's really rad.
Yeah.
I have a student when he's really tired. It's really cute because we can look and go, he's getting tired. Just see his eyes just go cross-eyed.
Oh, a little bit, yeah.
Hey, can I like jump the subject around real quick?
Yeah, please.
Can I read you guys a story?
Sure. Story time with Stan.
Can we do that?
Story
time. Yeah. Okay. So if I read this story, you have to make me a promise.
Okay.
You have to get on this website and at least look at how much the books cost, even if you don't buy them. Will you do that for me?
Okay.
Fair enough.
So,
right now?
Not right now. After the show. Whenever. Tomorrow, later on, over the weekend. Whenever.
Okay.
Whenever.
All right.
So the company is called Reach Around Books, and it's reacharoundbooks.com. Okay. The book I'm going to read you guys is called Brenda's Beaver Needs a Barber. It's a real book.
Okay, no, I think I'm gonna buy it.
I can't pronounce the names of the woman who wrote it or illustrated, but there they are.
In the chat,
Bimisi Kanyanita.
You got it?
That's what it looks like. Bimisi Kanyanita.
And Simjian Bangladesh, I think.
Oh yeah, that's the other one. Yeah.
Okay.
They're apparently currently unavailable on Amazon. They have a set.
Yeah, but did you go on their actual website?
No.
I'd go on their
I'm
actual
going there
website.
right now.
Reach Your Own Books. Okay, I found them.
Okay. Are we ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Brenda's Beaver Needs a Barber. Brenda has a beaver and she's ready to confess. As soft and sweet as it may be, her beaver is a mess.
Oh.
Oh my god, I love this.
Oh god.
All right. Ready? Brenda's beaver's big, Brenda's beaver's hairy. Every guy who's seen it says that Brenda's beaver's scary.
I'm getting that book. I'm getting it.
Brenda took her beaver for a swim down at the lake. By the looks that she received, she figured that was a mistake.
Oh
She stuffed that furry mound into a swimming suit.
Oh my god.
It stuck out. It stuck out all around. It was anything but cute.
Oh my shit. That rat thing.
Some who saw it laughed. Others were just stunned. Brenda's beaver was hanging out, soaking up the sun.
Oh my god, this is awesome. Oh my god.
Her friends could not believe her. They said, "We need to talk." They covered up her beaver and they took her for a walk. "Brenda, dear, listen here. We want to help you out. Your beaver needs a makeover. It really needs it now."
Oh,
Poor beaver.
oh. Oh my god.
"I hope we don't seem pushy," said her biker friend named Kim. "Your beaver is too bushy. We just think it needs a trim."
Oh my god, this is
Got
fantastic.
their own beavers too.
Mhm.
They're their trimmed beavers.
So,
She doesn't care that her beaver's hairy.
I like the green.
Savannah pulled her beaver back to show off what she'd done. Hers has a nice long landing patch. It looked like it'd be fun.
Oh my god.
Oh, the poor beaver. Oh,
Oh my
poor
God.
beaver.
Fluffy beaver too.
I'd rather a fluffy beaver than a naked beaver.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Chrissy's beaver is quite rare. It could be worth $1 million. Hers is bare. It has no hair. Her beaver is Brazilian.
I love it. Oh, I love it. Like childhood
Oh shit.
Yes.
Catherine let her beaver loose. She said there's nothing to it. Grab some clippers and a can of mousse. We'll show you how to do it.
This
Oh
is
my
awesome.
gosh.
I love this.
Oh my god.
Kim produced some scissors and Christy had some wax. Now all that Brenda had to do was sit back and relax.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
As they came towards her beaver, they said, "Now don't be scared. We're going to see what's underneath that frumpy pile of hair."
Frumpy. I had to use frumpy.
Oh, the poor
my
beaver looks
gosh.
scared.
Those scissors? Yeah.
It ended in just minutes. They didn't leave her much. When Brenda's friends were finished, she and her beaver blushed.
Oh my gosh.
Her beaver was so tiny, they could not believe their eyes. It was smooth and it was shiny. It was hard to recognize.
Oh, I have a beaver.
Oh my god.
Now-
They're running in the background.
Now, Brenda is so proud. It seems like every time we see her, she's in the center of a crowd just showing off her beaver.
Oh my gosh.
Like Captain Morgan joke.
The end. And make sure you check out all the other Reach Around books. There, Susie likes to look at balls. Come swing with us. Spank the monkey lends a hand, and put Tony's nuts in your mouth. Check them out.
It's on back order, but it's about $15.
I got the book set.
I want to
get that.
right now, though.
Not only that, they're online.
We will.
What's it?
See, Susie likes to look at balls.
Well,
So they put it on, online. So if you want to read it again and enjoy it, you can see it in beautiful ebook status.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
awesome.
oh my god.
Totally cool. We'll put the link to all of that in the Facebook group too.
Please do.
Jesus.
These are the rest of them. Susie likes to look at balls.
Here, let me remove.
Spank the monkey.
Oh my god.
See, Susie likes to look at balls. See her peeking in.
Susie likes to look at balls.
Checking out the balls. Come swing with us.
Ooh.
Spank the monkey lends a hand.
I love his face. I love his face.
I love
Oh my
the
god!
hair.
All the books are available online for reading.
And put Tony's nuts in your mouth.
Oh my god. I think Jason's gonna pre-order and so when they come out, he's
Hell
gonna
yes.
get them.
I can hear
Jason
both
hurt
Jason
himself. I
and
could hear him laughing.
yeah, him
It
and
was
Russell.
between Jason and Russ. I was hearing.
Oh, is that what I think I heard Ross too? Yeah, I think both of them sound like they gave
Oh
us
my
hernias.
god.
Tony has big nuts and small nuts.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So
I think we need to have another book reading
shit.
next week.
Oh my god,
Perfect.
that's awesome.
I already
Yes.
read it. Jason, I read the book already. You missed it.
Oh no, he was
Oh, he was
watching.
listening?
He was listening.
Okay.
He was laughing.
I can hear him.
There we go.
Between him,
That was really, really
and
good.
Russ.
I thought you
Oh
ladies
my
might enjoy
Lord.
that.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was
Really-
awesome. Oh,
How
wow.
did you
That
find
was
those?
awesome.
I can't
Oh,
like
shit.
this woman I'm friends with, she posted a video of her grandmother reading it on Facebook.
I saw that on Facebook, I think. Like,
Oh
You,
shit!
you may
yes.
have because it got passed around for a while.
yeah.
And I looked them up and I had to buy them. And I've had them for about a year now. I really wanted to share them with you guys though and I've been sitting here staring at them almost every time we do a show and I'm like, man, I just need to grab those and bring them over and really show
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I thought
Yes.
I'd
So
do that.
Chan, tell us a little bit about our beaver. How would your beaver look?
Well, let's
Did
just
you-
say that 90% of the time, no, I can't even say that. I'd say, how does it look right now in comparison to how I like to keep it? Is that what we're talking about?
Actually, should I look for that Merkin thing that we were talking about the other week?
You can if you
Oh,
want.
Stay with
the
it.
Merkin.
Oh god, yeah! Oh god, what, a toupee essentially for your, downstairs. Oh,
God. That's
Oh god, that reminds
awful.
me. We were at a Halloween party and Pinkertons were there, and that was when Pinkerton and Callie they were Forrest Gump and Ginny,
Oh,
and
Oh,
Pinkerton took like the wig or something and was wearing it like a merkin.
oh god.
And he was like, he came up to me, he's like, you like my merkin? And I was like,
see, I never really thought that was a thing. I don't know why, because I guess
never heard that term.
for I guess I don't know. I never really considered. I don't like pubic hair. Okay, like let's just cut to the chase here. I feel like I don't like body hair at all on me. Anyway, like I don't want it. I don't like it. I feel like it makes things smell worse, like your armpits and other things. So
I agree.
I'd rather not have any other than maybe like a little patch.
Little landing patch.
It makes me feel
so I don't look
unclean.
like a child. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I get it. Exactly.
Yeah, so I have to every single time I'm in the shower. I'm like, okay, I gotta shave every single time. So
I'll tell you what, like after the accident, when you have two legs that are fucked up and you can't shower regularly like a normal person, like you have to sit on a bench, and like there for the longest time I had to sit with the bench half out of the shower and my legs wrapped in garbage bags.
oh my god, no!
Because I found out they don't cast adults. Like if you're an adult and you break a bone, you don't get it cast.
What?
They put no, they will not cast an adult. They'll put like rods into your bones and hold everything in place with halos, and that's it. That's what you get. That's what happens.
Why?
Because I guess it does more damage and it can cause like staph infections and all kinds of other shit like that. So that's not
on kids then.
Children heal faster than adults do, so they don't have to have them on as long as an adult would have to.
I think that's why the 3D printed casts are becoming really popular.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, okay, do you have this Merkin thing up? Because like I did not know this was a thing. I did not know this was a thing.
We had a cat.
I'm hoping that the sound works. I do apologize.
We had a cat that was named Merkin.
For anyone who's listening that doesn't know what a merkin is, it is a vagina wig.
I did not know, or it doesn't have to be a vagina. It is a private area.
Yep.
A man can use them also.
Yes, it's a pubic hair wig.
Yeah, it was mainly used with prostitutes because of the lice.
Yes. Correct.
Oh, okay.
They have to shave the hair off and whatnot and still protect it. I'm gonna play it. Let me know if the sound doesn't come through.
Oh my god. Nope.
No.
No sound.
Okay.
Damn it.
I love RuPaul's hair though.
Okay.
I love
That wig had to hurt though. My god, how tall
I didn't like. I guess I never.
a lot of those are
like,
wigs.
I feel like if you can't have pubic hair, then you just shouldn't have pubic hair. Why would you want
pubic hair?
Yeah, that's my question.
And that's what I was trying to get at when I was saying stuff about like there's smells and things and like who knows.
I don't want it. I'd rather take it off. Man, I haven't tried waxing though. Has anyone tried waxing at least down there?
No.
I tried waxing my leg once. I did one strip, screamed like a bitch. Nick came running up the stairs, like banging off the walls, thinking I like was dying.
Oh my god!
Did you guys ever wax your eyebrows? I mean, I know that was like a '90s thing, but like,
I've had them cleaned up with wax.
I've done my upper lip. Oh, I did the brow art type stuff where they use the strings. Oh my god! Like it was effective, but it hurt like hell. Oh, that was like one of the worst pain I've felt.
And another question, and the guys probably do not want to hear about this, but like, did you ever get pubic hair stuck in a pad when you were a teenager? Come on. Like in the sticky stuff that you're supposed to put in your underwear, like that shit fucking hurts. I wouldn't wax that crap. Get out a fucking razor like an adult.
Oh shit!
What?
Oh my god!
It's a real like,
For you.
for you.
Why? For you?
Oh my god!
Perfect for your neck.
It's a real thing. Like I didn't. Why would you want something like that?
I don't get it. I really don't.
understand.
I know.
Like this is what
People
I
are
said. You guys,
shaving it
like,
off and waxing it off. Why the fuck would you wear a wig?
that's a real advertisement for Merkins. Like that's a real advertisement to purchase a Merkin right there.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's a lace front Merkin too, so you
That
can
is
like
the
lay it
worst.
down and make sure that it looks realistic.
It's real.
I don't get
It's
it.
real.
I
It's a real
don't get
thing.
the appeal. I don't.
Why?
No. Nope.
Oh,
Can I donate mine then?
Well,
Here you
I mean,
go.
they say it's like if you are a prostitute or you have like your junk in people's faces for a living, it is creepy as fuck. You're right.
I agree.
Maybe JD just said it's creepy as fuck. It is. But like, I guess if you have your junk in people's
it
faces
is.
for a living, like you got to prevent lice and shit like that. But then just shave it off. Why do you need fake? Like, why do you need to pretend you have
Right.
pubic hair? Like that's
Exactly.
Hey,
It was-
that's you weren't here the other time. There's a thing for everything. There are
You're
people
right.
that are in
Guess.
certain stuff.
right.
And
Yeah.
and one of them happens to be pubic hair. There's people that are into pubic hair and things of that nature. And disgusting as it is, there is a fetish for it.
There, you're right. You're right.
I
And maybe
wonder-
some people
I
can't
wonder-
grow pubic
wonder
hair.
if that,
Yes, there are.
I wonder if that's like on the questionnaire of the expensive call girls. You know, if it's like, okay, fill out this questionnaire. Do you like pubic hair? Do you like
Well, I wonder.
do
Yeah.
you like big titties? Do you like little titties?
Probably. Like
Yeah,
if
I
you were
wonder.
a madam and like you had a dude coming in to your establishment, that would be questions you would want answers to, you know? Like you want to make sure that your clientele is pleased.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. I personally don't get
Oh
it.
my
I just
God.
don't.
Appease your,
okay, like,
you know,
not every-
whatever
Yeah.
appeases you.
You don't remember the 70s.
I mean, I remember it being talked of. I've seen people from that era. You know,
All about the hair.
The Burt Reynolds. Is that right?
Yeah, Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
Reynolds.
Well, if you want to mention Hasselhoff, sure. Oh God, I'm
Just
blanking
watch
on
a
his
70s
name.
porn. You'll be all right.
Yeah, I feel like
exactly. A
the
little bit.
massive curly chest hair and the froze and
Yeah. Like, how did it go from such extremes where it was like everybody had to be hairy and that was attractive, and now no one can have any hair and that's attractive? Like, I don't understand.
Well, even the jump from the
I don't
70s to
know.
the 80s, like, how do you explain that too? Like, you see like the massive cultural shift just from like 2 decades. Like, how does that happen?
Or you know, from the mid 2000s when everyone had like the pencil thin eyebrows to now like
The frosted tips.
I had
caterpillars
those. I had them.
to now like caterpillars on your forehead on your.
That's
your-
not a
your-
caterpillar. That's a fucking
getting bored.
Sharpie. That is a fat tip marker.
I think people are getting bored. Like, people even like have like wavy eyebrows now too. Like,
Yeah,
like, they're
I'll
like
do that.
wavy.
They brush their eyebrow hair to do the different things. Yep.
Here's the thing though, like if
Oh,
I think that your
God.
eyebrows should look like how it fits your face, you know?
Mhm.
Just like you should be able to buy jeans that fit your body. Like it shouldn't be like you can only buy this kind or you can only have this kind of eyebrows. Like it should just be whatever works for you at this point, you know? Like we're going to come out of this quarantine and we're all going to be like there are going to be a lot of bitches that look pretty fucked up anyway. You know? So
We're going to see everyone's natural hair color soon.
let's not talk about that right now.
Oh, don't worry.
It is. There's even a bunch of like celebrities and stuff showing their like roots and things like that. Like, see, I have all my gray hairs and all that stuff. I mean, it is what it is.
It's okay.
Hey,
You're human.
hey.
It's all right.
Hair salons are going to be making money when this is over.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
I need to get mine done with a new color, which I was planning to do around this time. And then I'm all like, well, I'm going to message my girl as soon as it opens and be like, can you just fit me in somewhere? I may call out sick to do this.
I need my hair
Oh,
done.
jeez.
Our
I
lady's
know.
in Georgia. She
We
can't
actually
stay
have-
at her daughter's place for the duration. So God knows when she's coming back.
Have you seen the pictures
Oh,
around
wow.
where people are still doing nail salon, but they're doing it through a door, and the hand is going through the mail slot, and then the
Oh,
person's
my
on the other side doing the nails.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
That's
legit or
awesome.
not, but yeah.
That,
That's That's funny as hell. Oh my God.
No, I haven't seen that yet.
Gosh.
But I'm planning on cutting my
um,
own hair this weekend. I'm gonna
yeah,
do
it's going to be the two places I'm going is for get my hair cut and going to the chiropractor.
Yeah, that's definitely something.
Did,
I need to
Yeah.
do
you guys
doctors
see-
and dentists.
okay,
and
you
all
know
that.
how
Yeah, I need to go to the dentist too.
you know there's a couple of I think what is it, Georgia, that's opened up like a few of the like they've opened up a bunch of businesses and stuff like that.
Mhm.
They were showing a hairdresser cutting hair, and both the hairdresser and the person whose hair she was doing were both wearing masks. I'm going, what do you do with the elastic going back behind the ears? There's hair that goes back there. What the fuck? How do you deal with that? You have to take it off at some point.
or you just
Uh-huh.
hold it.
And you're still in like proximity. That
Yeah.
6 feet thing,
Exactly.
the social distancing rule, we're still violating that. Like, what's
Right.
happening?
Not to mention the fact that these people have their hands all over you. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
really?
Mhm.
Exactly.
The shoulders, that apron that goes around you. Other people have used that too. Like you don't think like.
Mm-hmm.
I rarely ever go to a salon anyway. Most of the time I just go to get it clipped and walk out and
just get the ends off and occasionally layered. So I'm fine. I can wait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, problem is I might have to do something. I might have to take scissors to my own bangs soon. I don't care about the rest
scissors
of it.
like that. We can do it together. I'm doing it this weekend.
There you go.
Like,
I'm
right now, I
actually
can still kind of push them. I'm like, I'm okay.
see. I want to do a complete transformation. I want to take all of this and get rid of it. I want to go short.
Oh,
Like,
nice.
Boy cut short or
Cool.
I
I want to go. I've always liked that slight shave look in the back and have it kind of tapered a little longer in the front.
Oh, nice.
And have it back. That's because I had that haircut at one point, and Jason, it just looked so good on me.
like a high low, like a high low,
kind of like a high low, and
it's like a bob of some sort.
yeah, it's like a high low.
kind of like a bob.
I used to have. Yeah, I had my hair cut like that once before, and I loved it. But
because I started watching this one guy. He does he watches videos and does reactions, and one of them was watching girls like shave their heads, and I was just like,
Brad Mondo.
yes.
Yeah, I watch him too. Brad Mondo. I always love it when the people like. Did you see the one where the girls bleach their hair, and then they fall out, and he's just like, and the girls are like, break. Break.
And he's like watching. He's like, you don't do. Like he's just like, no.
Oh my gosh.
But like I was watching these girls like completely shave their head, and I was like, if it wasn't for the fact that I have some funky places on my head, I would so possibly do that.
Head? I don't think I would do the full head, even though I do the half shaved on the half. I still like having some length. I don't know why.
I loved it. I loved it when I did mine. It was so fucking awesome.
Well, the problem is I have this one flat patch of my skull, and then I have a little like on my head.
I thought it would look weird too, because everybody's head has bumps on them in different places for different reasons, whatever they may be. But like, I thought it would look weird too. And my hair has always been, not always, but for the most part, it's been long the majority of my life. I had it short, kind of like Kat's at one point, and like I loved it. It was easy, but I've always just had long hair because it's low maintenance for me. It's wash it, get out of the shower, done. Pull it up in a ponytail, done. Like there's no. I don't have to do anything to it, and that, or I can if I choose.
Oh God!
But like when I buzz that shit,
I love women with bald head.
See, like it's always been a thing,
I
and
love
like
it.
not quite like within like my household family, but like my extended family. When they see girls with short hair, it's like this. Oh, why do you have short hair?
It's a stigma. Women have long hair. It's a stigma.
And I used to have short hair. Like when Jason and I first started dating, and I would cut my hair short, and he absolutely loved it. He's like, he doesn't like long hair. He prefers short hair. And then I just stopped getting it cut, and it got longer and longer and longer. And he's looked at me and he's like, "Can you cut your hair short again? I really like it short." So I'm like, yeah. And with watching these videos of these women like getting short haircuts, I was like, oh, I really want that again.
That's
actually
just
the
like
opposite. When we met, I had a cut just like this, and he's like, "Would you think about growing your hair out?" And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Because I actually couldn't find a salon I liked anyway, so it was like, screw it, I'll just grow it out. He's like, oh, I really like it long. But he fell in love with me with short. So a few years later, he's like, you should get your hair, well, actually, it was right before our son was born. He's like, you should get your hair cut short again. It'll be easier after the baby comes. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Got it cut short again. Loved it. Eventually grew it back out. Again, just out of laziness. And then I was like, oh, I'm cutting it. I'm getting tired. I want it because I have really fine hair, like baby fine hair. So long hair, I have no volume. Short hair is the only way I can have volume. And so I was like, I'm getting it cut again. He just kind of looked at me. He's like, I'm like, you fell in love with me? I had short hair. You told me once I should get it cut short again. I'm doing it. It's still me. My hair. He's like, yeah, it's your hair, but I'm like, it'll be long again in a few years.
Yeah.
And see, a lot of it is I let my hair grow long because I knew, when Jason and I got engaged, I wanted it somewhat of a length to do something. And now I'm like, that's all over. I want it gone. And also, I've been watching videos of these different like styling hot tools that I want to be able to try with short hair.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So
The
I'm
shortest I've ever gone is chin length. It was layered, so it was like a little bit, because like the last time I got my hair cut, they cut it a bit too short because I still wanted it at shoulder, but they went almost to chin. So like I couldn't put my hair up. I couldn't tie it in a ponytail anymore. I couldn't do that for a while. So I was just like, this is strange.
Oh, wow.
Like my hair dries in like not even 5 minutes. What?
Mhm.
Oh, see, I love it being just able to dry.
Yeah, it was.
Because right now it's so
liberating.
annoying when my hair at night when it's wet, and I have to like put it up so it can like dry.
And
Yeah,
if it
I
touches
shed like
your
a dog.
t-shirt, it makes it all wet.
Me too.
The pillow,
Yeah,
yeah.
I shed like a.
Yeah.
My hair comes out like everywhere, so I shed everywhere, and it just falls, and I'm like trying to pick it off my clothes like this.
Fill
Have
up
you ever
the-
seen me do that?
Fill up the tub, like the drain. I have to clean the drain out a lot.
Frequently.
Yeah, between
I'll
me and Jason's hair.
And I put it up on the side of the wall of the shower, like I do
I
that.
get
You do the air. You do
I do this early.
Sometimes I'll forget it, and then Bart will go and it's like, Jesus, like why is it?
Why did you clean it off? I'm sorry.
I'm like, okay, I'll do that. I'll go take it off real quick.
I just want to cut all the damage out of mine.
Mm-hmm.
I went to try to get this girl
Just
to.
snip it.
Well, I went in like it was months ago. I can't even remember how long it was. It was before TFCon.
Mm-hmm.
I went. It was probably the beginning of October. I went to get this. I went this young girl. She was like, "Oh, I do all kinds of fun stuff with hair, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Okay, well then make me look like Rogue." And she's like, "Hell."
What?
Oh,
Coolest haircut to have, man. I want that.
Wow.
I want that silver streak.
So I showed her pictures. I sent her a ton of pictures, and she's like, "Oh, that'll be so easy. I'll just have to do like 2 different things and blah 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 and all this shit." She ended up like dyeing the entire top of my head gray, and it just looked like fucking shit. And she did like 3 different things to the top of my head to get it gray.
I bleached it, then toned it, and
Well, first she had to strip the color out because my hair's red, and she wanted to like take it down to a color like strip, and she used a bleach, like a stripper with bleach in it. So she bleached it like 3 different times technically, and it's been like cotton candy the whole top of my head. It's fucking mess.
Oh, that sucks. That's why I'm like scared to dye my hair. That's why I want to try the overtone stuff. It doesn't seem like that would damage your hair as much. So I want.
It's just conditioner.
Yeah, I want to try that first at least because I want to experiment with colors, but I don't want to damage my hair. So
you just have to find a salon that actually does colors. Like the salon I go to, they do the colored hair and all
Well,
that kind of
she's
stuff.
known for doing rainbow hair and like
what the
fucking
hell does she
mermaid
do?
hair and shit.
Oh my god.
Then she should have known how to do any of that stuff.
And I went to another lady after her that said the same fucking thing. And like she tried to fix it too. And like because all the gray had to be re-dyed back to something that matched everything under here. And it still washes out. Like all of this, every time it's dyed to match this, it washes out to something orange or like really pale and looks like fucking shit. And everybody's like, well, didn't that girl know what she was doing? And then they try to dye it and it doesn't fucking hold either. And they're like, oh, I'll be able to fix this. Yeah, no problem. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then like 3 days after, I can't say 3 days. I'll say like 2 weeks after they fix my hair, it fucking washes out. And they're using permanent color and everything. And they're like, she damaged the follicle so bad, you'll be lucky if it holds color. And I'm like, go fuck yourself. I'll bet you I can get it to hold with a box.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
But whatever.
God, man.
I'll fix it. I'm going to trim it up myself. And I dyed my hair and cut my hair for years by myself. my friend Patrice started doing it for me, and she did my hair for probably close to 10 years, but she took a hiatus from being a hairdresser, and I'll just continue to do it myself. It's fine.
I have PTSD from when my mom used to
There
cut
you go.
my hair.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't trust any.
I don't
No,
think it.
no.
I have it from my parents brushing my hair.
My mom would go to cut my hair, and it would be all uneven, and I'm like, nope. If I need my hair cut, I go to someone.
Yeah.
My daughter does.
My mom used to perm my hair.
Oh,
How do you do that at home?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they make them. They
Yeah,
used to.
With
Yeah.
curlers and a perm box.
Yep.
Smells amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh.
It
My
smells
mom
like.
used to get perms. I remember she was sitting in the chair in the salon. She had the cap on and would like pull her hair out to like dye it and perm it, and I'm just like, it's horrible too.
The cap was how they used to do like frost.
Mm-hmm.
They used to do like that frosting shit.
Yeah.
They did like a sort of, because she's blonde, so they did like a sort of like multi-tone blonde, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That some of it wasn't like all one color, so it would look more natural. I think that's why they did that. But I was a kid, I was just like, this looks strange. My mom looks like a Barbie doll.
whenever you hear someone talk about a perm, it reminds me of the scene in Legally Blonde.
Yeah, because and you've had your perm done 100 times, and you took a shower. Like,
Anyone who's done
you
a
took a
perm.
shower, and it's like, I think we've established that she took a shower.
You're right.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good scene.
I'm trying to figure out what Wayne's talking about. He said that I had a Chan's best hair
You used to
years
look
ago.
like
And she looked like
Ozzy.
Ozzy Osbourne. I look like Ozzy now.
Just red. There you go.
Just give me the little round glasses. I'm telling you, I've done it for Halloween before. I can
I actually
look
can
just
see-
like him.
Now that you said that, I could kind of see
The
that.
Ozzy Osbourne, yeah. You just have to go,
Sharon ate a good dog. with
Sharon! Fuck Sharon! Sharon!
Would you guys actually believe this was fun? When I was a kid, before I had like basically the stones to actually say yes or no to things, because fucked up childhood, bad mom, mental stuff.
Long story short.
Exactly,
PTSD.
a little bit.
Parents.
Wasn't allowed. I wasn't allowed to have opinions on hair or clothes or stuff like that. Cal, stop. I love
I
you.
want to give you a kissy.
Cal, I love you. Stop.
Oh.
Sorry. When I was a kid, I wasn't allowed to have an opinion on clothes or hair. I was told this was what you're wearing. This is what your hair is going to be done. So she actually made me get perms.
Oof.
When I was a kid, I was like 8 years old when I got my first one, and it went on for years. And the first guy that did them used to give me chemical burns behind my ears because he kept fucking it up. So I ended up with like chemical burns behind my ears.
God.
I have worn glasses since I was in kindergarten. Guess how good that felt.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, I know.
But yeah, I had permed hair until through middle school when I finally said enough. I don't want perms anymore. Like enough. And I actually said I want to just cut it all. Cut it short, and I did. But yeah, I used to have perm hair. That was interesting.
Yeah, I had a perm once, and it didn't for some reason it didn't hold. I don't know. I was in middle school. I've always had like disastrous hairdresser issues. Like I've never had a steady hairdresser other than Patrice. That was the first time in my life, like in my the years she did my hair. I never before that had a steady hairdresser. My mom didn't either, as far as I know, but for like maybe 4 or 5 years out of her life. And it just, I don't know. It's always just been bad luck. And I never trusted people other than Patrice to fuck with my hair, ever. It's always been it's been a mess. And by the way, Wayne is really very fashionable and does know a lot about hairdressing and is actually very good at fashion, to be honest with you.
He asked in the chat. He asked, he said he wanted to get his hands on my hair, and I'm just like, are you a hairdresser?
No, but he's actually given some of our mutual friends advice, and they've done it, and it's turned out fucking amazing. He knows what he's talking about. He just has an artistic eye for things.
Sure,
Probably why he's been in the painting business for as long as he has, because he's really good at helping people interior design and stuff like that. He's just very artistically like vision-ish, I guess you could say.
Nice. I don't want to go for the shaved head look, but I do want to see, like, sometimes like I have my hair kind of cascading over like that. I kind of want to braid it on the side.
You should.
That's the
And then
gateway.
have
That's
it just-
the gateway. I
yeah.
did do that.
Yeah. If I was
and bobby pin it to make sure it stayed, and then it had just the one side hair, and then I was like, okay, I like that look. Shave.
Yeah.
I'm just not great at braiding. I've always been a tomboy, so I never actually like mess with my own hair.
Watch a couple of tutorials online and try it while you're watching. You'll catch on real quickly. You really will. And to be honest with you, if I was not as old as I am now with like sagging skin and things happening, I would have one side of my head shaved and get JD to tattoo the whole fucking thing. We've even talked about it.
Go for it.
Go for it now. I don't think it matters.
No.
Do it.
Go for it.
Actually, the head is definitely painful. I've seen some of those videos. They said it's really, because it's just there's no fat or anything. It's just hard.
I don't care. I'd do it.
Go for it, Chan. Do it.
I'm too old now.
No, you're not.
Just try it once.
Oh my god.
You only have one chance.
Chan.
You have one chance to do it.
There's no such thing as too old.
No.
Hey, I'm 41 and I just got my second tattoo ever.
Yeah.
Oh, I have tons of tattoos. It's not the tattoos. There's just things I don't really like. I don't wear my hair up anymore or stuff like that for that reason.
Chan, I mean, come on, look. I have my hair up and look at all that, double chin.
Oh yeah,
going on.
I got no hair. I have no hair.
Double chin going on.
Yeah, me too.
I've got. I don't even know if this was.
I got the turkey arms.
What did
hair thinning right here.
What did you get? What is on here? What is this? Cat. What is this?
Oh, it's a cat.
Oh.
Nice. I see it.
Can I actually pivot to something kind of similar about being self-conscious? So that video I put in, I think it was last night, the chat. I assume most of you have watched it from Gogglebox. I think it was the sex tape one.
Yeah,
I was cackling. I was cackling in my living room.
That was so funny.
So I would ask, would you let videos record you for 1 week in your bedroom to see your sex life, to then be able to have it reviewed and analyzed?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for that.
No way, no how.
Funny as hell. I love the reaction.
Back in the day, yeah, not now.
I'm perfectly satisfied with my sex life. I don't really want anyone to analyze it. I'm good.
I'm
I'm fine where I'm at.
I mean,
I'm a happy girl.
I mean, technically, Jason and I kind of were recorded having sex once, not realizing it. We were.
Would you then watch it to have it analyzed on how the sex life?
No, I don't think so.
Really? Okay.
We made sure it got deleted.
Hey.
We were in someone's house and did not realize that they had a camera up
Yeah.
in the living room we were staying at, and we didn't realize till afterwards when we saw the blinking red light.
Did it have sound or just visual?
I think just visual. Oh my god! That one scene where the guy was like humping, I was like, "Holy shit!"
What is he, capture the fucking ghost?
And I love it. It's all British people, which is
I know that's the best part.
I love.
Old ladies, they're like, I think my sex life was good. They're actually like occasionally commenting.
And the one where the daughter's watching with her parents, and she's like, "Oh my god, just stop! Just stop!"
I love that series.
Katie, oh my god.
Yeah, they're just it's amazing because this is a lot of the same people, so they're commenting on the different things. But I love that. I think it's hilarious of being able to do the.
I watched one with them. It was it was like this game show where you were nude, like you were naked, and they're watching
the chat as well. They did that too through Gogglebox. Yep.
I was watching it. I was cracking.
You can You can research that thing. I have to find the show, but you can watch it, and they on YouTube. They have them straight naked. I don't know how YouTube hasn't got it
Oh my
banned.
god!
I need to watch more of those videos.
Yeah, they'll show everything down for guys. They'll come up and then they'll just have penis, and then they go over there and they're like, that penis. That one. It's a little curved. I don't know. Maybe that might be good. And so then
and then the women's, like the Smashbox or Google Box, they were showing it. They had like the eggplant emoji over it, and the women's had the peach.
Is that the game show or not the game show? The dating show one?
Yes.
Yeah. I've watched a few of those after you sent me in that direction. I was like, they're funny. They're very funny.
No chill.
You just go down that rabbit hole.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's dating based off of people being naked first. Like you see everybody's bits right away.
It makes sense.
Before you even get to know who they are or see their face, you see all their bits first.
I remember one of them had a peg leg, I think, in one of them. So they saw the
I didn't know Josh was on the show.
Yeah, and they were just like, that would be interesting. I'm very curious about that person with the leg. What they're doing, like how it would have, like it was just really like the things they analyze. It's just hilarious to me.
Does Misty know that Josh was on this show?
Oh no.
I'm telling you, if I ever see some bits and there's a prosthetic leg with the penguin on it, I'm gonna be.
Oh my god, that's still on there?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's great. I love that.
I also want to talk about the other Goggle Box one, the one with the kids. Okay, so is another one.
Oh, that was
six tuplets, and then like 2 older kids or 3 older kids.
Yes.
And they were walking around.
Yes.
They let puppies in, and then the puppies peed, and the kids played in the pee. And I just was like, just throw it all away. That's all I was like, just throw it all away.
I loved it when the dad got home and he's like, I've had a long day, and like the people are like, if he had said
I've had a hard day. It's like you.
Yeah,
I would have slapped him. And the one was like, tap out, woman, tap out, just go out the front door. Just go.
That one, I almost keep myself laughing at that one. Oh my
9
god.
kids and nine puppies. What? Oh, just plain up there. They just kept showing the video of the pee in the puppy.
Why did you?
And then they were waiting.
On top of the fact that 9 kids. Why do they get puppies?
They must breed the puppies or something like that. I almost feel like they might sell them. Because there's no reason to have that many puppies. And then they just show the kids smearing the pee everywhere. I was like, oh my god.
I was at that point, I'm like, nope, done.
Oh my god. And they're like, we have to get these puppies out of here before they poop, and then they start playing with the poop. I was like,
They start eating it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I know people who've had like a ton of kids like that, and they've had a ton of dogs too. Like it's been a thing. You would think like there'd be some balance there, but there's not. It's like
It's so confusing.
7, 8 kids in a house and like 6 dogs, and
I'd
like
rather have the dogs than not the
insanity.
kids.
yeah, throw the babies away, get rid of them.
Just like one kid. Give me the dogs. I'll be fine with that.
I was good with one and done. I always like to say the factory closed, the amusement park opened.
Yeah. The muffin shop is closed.
I wanted 6. I wanted 6. And
Kids?
I ended up with 2.
6.
So
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Take a good number.
6 kids.
2 is a good number.
I've always wanted 0, doing pretty strong.
There you go. Yay!
It would be 1.
Screw that stigma thing. You don't gotta have kids. You don't gotta.
Exactly.
You don't have to.
Your body, your life.
Yeah, you don't have to.
That's
You do
my
what you
one.
will.
Uh-huh. Hey, they're babies too. They're
My
babies
one's
too.
running somewhere. He's probably in his bed.
Right now, I'm a plant mama. So there you go.
There you go.
Those
See,
things don't work.
There you go.
They work. They could die easily. You do have to pay attention to them. And
Yeah.
okay.
Gardens
care
are
of 'em.
very important.
Mm-hmm.
So when are you learning to can? Are you going to do that with your garden? Are you going to can vegetables and stuff?
Yeah, when the tomatoes come out, once they start to show their fruit, I'll try to can those. That'll be exciting. I want to make some nice sauce from those. And I'll have some pesto too. Yeah,
Ooh,
the Italian garden, garlic and onion. Oh yeah. I am excited. Tomorrow, hopefully, because it's been rainy as crap today. And hopefully tomorrow it'll be nice enough to where I can finally plant and get them out there.
You'll have to take us like on a visual adventure of your canning. I'm curious. I want to see what you do, how you do it, what your plans are. So
maybe I should do a video of like the garden when I start it, because I know that like next week it'll be nighttime, but I'll do like ahead of time during the day to show you guys around. Do that for the show.
Yeah. We can put it up on the screen.
Yeah, video field trip.
Yeah.
All I have to say is I am so proud of Amps. She survived this past Saturday evening with the guys.
Yeah. I'm going on again
She did.
I'm going on again because I finally got my model kit. So
she survived with the guys and everything that they were saying. They weren't scared to say anything around me because they know me.
They were like a little.
They were testing the waters with Amps a little bit. She held her own.
Shout out to the Nerds of Spoken. Thank you guys.
Yeah, I was just throwing them in there.
No, you were savage. Oh my god, that was so fucking funny.
See, I know all those guys, so
like they were riffing back and forth, her and Jason, and I was just like, holy shit, I swear I'm about to see a fight break out. Like, wow.
That's just how it is.
Are we sure we want this documented?
Right.
Sometimes you gotta be savage.
Like, oh, hey, what's up?
All of them.
It was so great. Oh,
they were testing the waters with you a little. They were like, okay, how far can we push with her? And then they realized, oh, we can push it a little more. And I'm sitting there going, oh no, I'm not holding back nothing with her.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. I seem super nice and fluffy on the outside, but really, I'm a twisted human being. Don't worry.
And then like they don't hold back with me because they've known me for years now. And they know I can hold my ground. I'm not afraid to put them in their places.
Yeah, like I was saying,
okay, Jason, you might not want to put it out there. Jason might not want to put it out there that we're welcome to pop on anytime because you never know. You just might get what you ask for.
Oh, he's like waiting for it. He's like, bring it on. He's like, bring it on. I love it.
I wanted to join, but I wasn't feeling so hot, and I was like, I'm just going to be miserable the whole time. So, but we'll see how I feel tomorrow.
Yeah.
You mean on Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday.
Oh, Saturday. Sorry. Oh my god.
No, you're good.
I know. No, trust me.
Well, like today's my Saturday Friday in terms of work, so that's why I'm a little thrown off because my schedule.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
I find out tomorrow whether or not I have to work Sunday because we've been closed on Sundays because of the whole quarantine, the whole coronavirus thing. But tomorrow they're having a meeting as to whether or not we're going to open up on Sundays again, starting this Sunday. So I'm like, oh, great, thanks. Yeah.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Yeah, I hope they say no.
I agree.
All of a sudden, this one of these days we're gonna have a Saturday, and it's gonna be like all of us just swarming.
Oh my god! Too many people.
That would be fun.
They're gonna be. They're not gonna know I got that.
Yeah, it's gonna be welcome to the Total Package Has Spoken.
Crossover.
I think that would be fun.
That would be really cool. What did
Russ say?
He said that would be so fucking awesome. I think we need to have a plan.
Yeah, we need just some giant crossover. That'd be great.
I love how Jason's throwing the thread out there. He's like, "Well, I can mute."
I have control.
I know he's got control because he used to mute me.
Oh!
Yeah, he knows.
Them fighting words, Mr. Lowry. Mr. Lowry, you got to remember, I know where your ass lives.
Well, the problem is because of where my computer is and where his is that our voices carry so easily between the mics.
Yeah, y'all echo.
Yeah,
right.
So we were echoing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had to figure that out too. Because it's hard to so I get JD's been doing some like tips and tricks and stuff like that on every other Wednesday when they're not doing figure banging. Like this is the second time he did it this week.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
as far as like dios go and painting figures and customizing and doing stuff like that. So like we had to figure out how to, because I have a tablet and then we have the laptop, and he had to figure out how to get like shut sound off in one area. I'm sure you had to deal with this too, Grims, because like you have like sound issues and you don't want things to echo, or like you get that high pitched feedback and stuff like that. So like we ended up having to get, because I have this mic.
Yeah.
So we had to get a splitter. So I could put headphones in for last night because JD wanted me to be on last night. And so he could have headphones in and I could have headphones in. We both are using this mic, which is attached to the laptop, and then the sounds just shut off for my tablet, which is showing like what he's doing with his hands. Which is funny because the only thing, because I know, Ams, you were talking about trying to figure out logistics whenever you might do like some presentation type stuff. So logistics, have you ever seen those like tabletop easels that they sell cheap at like Walmart and shit, just the little wooden ones?
Yeah.
So I took one of those and I replaced the bolts that are in them with screws so I could actually tighten the wing nuts as tight as I could to hold the weight of my tablet, and just like leaned it back as far as I needed to, and then tightened it at the right position, and had the like the front facing camera, and then like underneath you can see the screen, and just had to like set it up a certain way so you could see what his hands were doing. And then we just did it through StreamYard and just added another like camera so that you know when he was showing.
I remember seeing it. I watched him while he was doing it, and he would go back and he would have his hands underneath doing the live stuff. Yeah.
I might try that.
Last night was really fun because he showed how we do wood with foam, how we make the wood effects on our dioramas. I don't know if you guys want to go back and watch any of that, but you can kind of see, because like the camera didn't get switched around a whole hell of a lot, but I was using the laptop and we're in the same room. I think that what you're going to have to do if you guys do that again, Bethany, is just you guys are going to have to share a mic.
Like them being next to each other, use one main mic, one's muted, but uses a camera.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of times I was just at my computer. I just muted myself and unmuted, say something, muted again.
We just came to find that like it's easier to shut the sound off for one thing, like whatever, you know, and then share a mic, because you can get a splitter real easily for headphones.
Well, we're going to have to look into doing one, because sometimes we'll do like video chats with family on his computer, and we're like sharing an earbuds.
We tried that too, and it's hard because like if somebody moves their head, then somebody else's earbud pops out. And
Well, no, my big issue is like the way the wire was. It gets like wrapped in his arm, and he'll pull an earbud out of me. And
see, we just got one of these.
Yeah.
Because it plugs into the big microphone, and that because if I tried to plug the headphones into the laptop, but it's only running one thing at a time as far as like headphones and the microphone and all that shit. So, and I'm sure if I got into like the system, I could probably split it up and it would be fine.
No, you actually have to get an adapter. There's what it is. I had to look it up for Russell's computer because I couldn't figure out why the headset itself wouldn't work for his Turtle Beach. The prong, because there are two plugs, you have one is a 3 pin and one is a 4 pin. The 3 pin is for audio, 4 pin is for video. But because they're separate sockets, you can't run a dual purpose headset on it unless you get a special device to plug into it that'll run a 3 pin to a 4 pin, or 4 pin to a 3 pin and 4 pin.
The Yeti microphone uses a USB plug.
Right. So if you're not gonna, but if you're gonna use the headset microphone, then you have to run it a different way. You got to look up 3 pin. Yeah, you got to look up 3 pin, 4 pin, and then the USB too, because of the different ways that it runs into the computer. I looked it up and I was getting so pissed off that finally I went, you know what? Guess what? We're getting you an external mic and you're just going to have to go with a headset.
There you go.
Yeah. I love this mic. Like this mic has been.
No, it sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
Jason has an external mic that he uses and an external camera.
Nick made me get an external camera because he's like, because I got a Chromebook for the show.
Mhm.
I was using my phone, which did not work well.
Mhm.
So I got myself a Chromebook, which I love because I can sit in the recliner with my feet up and, you know, I'm all comfy.
Nice.
But he's like, you have to get an external camera. So I did. I got a little Logitech, I think, camera. And then I was like, okay, the earbuds I was using sucked. So I treated myself to like good noise canceling, have their own little microphone.
That's
I love
cool.
it. I love it.
Awesome.
I can't hear like my guys at all, like, so I can just focus on this. It's great.
Grims, you got an external microphone, right?
Yeah, I bought something cheap off of Amazon. I mean, when I watch the recordings back, I can tell that the sound isn't as good as I want it to be, but I wasn't sure like how much I wanted to funnel into what and what quality I can do. But I definitely want to get a microphone like yours or what Gort has. He actually, I think, has like a Blue or a Yeti, or maybe Blue is the version of Yeti. I don't know what.
Yeah, Blue is, and that's what this is too. It's a Yeti, but the version is a Blue. They're less expensive than like professional Yetis.
Yeah, those are quality microphones there.
So I do eventually want to do that, but I don't want to upgrade until I get my room situated and whatnot. And then camera, I was using an external camera, but the coloring was so strong. Because when I was doing my makeup and stuff, it would just be like, "Argh." So I'm using the laptop's camera because it was a lesser quality so that it wouldn't affect my coloring so much. It was weird. I was coming up like a wholly different color.
Yeah.
Good.
Mine will wash me out sometimes and I'll look like whiter than I normally am.
It was just making me really orange and yellow.
Is that possible?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, the camera on my work laptop's not the best of quality. It's got a slight grainy look to it sometimes.
I can show you my ass, Anna. That's only whiter than my face. That's the only thing whiter than my face.
I'll show you my legs. Those are white.
I've got literally a lily white ass. Like that's the way it is.
You and me both, girl.
Yep.
I actually got a lamp for my corner, like a little reading lamp, because I was like, if I'm gonna do embroidery in my corner, I need light because I didn't have light. So now I actually have light. It actually gets like brighter, which is that cool too.
Very nice.
It's like a floor lamp with like a little reading lamp attachment.
I love those lamps.
Oh, I love it. So I have the floor lamp on, so I'm actually not in that dark corner like you were seeing me before. I actually have light on me, so like, oh shit.
And can we just say how great your lipstick looks, Kate?
Yeah,
that is such a good
definitely. I like that.
Thank you. I love it. I absolutely love it. I actually posted the link to it in our chat.
Oh, JD, telling everybody we have Rockstar $20 per view.
Hey, we can make
Hell, if I could make that
how many minutes do I get out of it? I need to know the.
Whatever happens, that's what you get.
Okay,
until it's over.
Hell, if someone was to pay me $20 to watch me have sex, I'll take that $20.
I need to go a little higher for that one.
Oh Jesus!
You get paid for the attempt, not for the quality.
Yeah, no judgment.
There you go.
I don't.
$20.
2 minutes. 2 minutes at $20.
Anywho,
PayPal accepted.
I definitely don't disagree with him though. We do often say it's rockstar sex, even privately to each other. So I can't complain. You know?
Prove it. Record it and let us watch it.
Oh my god.
Video.
No, nobody's watching this old lady have sex anymore. No.
So there is a sex tape out there.
Yeah, so there's something.
Now everybody's gonna be searching the internet. Chan having sex.
Spell this correctly. Can you spell your last name properly for me? And what was the town that you grew up in? I need you to spell that real quick for me.
Sorry, but if you search my name on Google, it's not me. Ever.
Uh-huh.
And there you go.
Yeah,
Wow,
right.
I knew that was gonna get him. I knew that was gonna get him.
You have some splaining to do.
No, he knows I'm too bashful for that. So I had to say it.
Oh, actually, a little off topic, but next time in Pennsylvania, I want to get a tattoo from him.
Please.
I want to get a tree of
Yes.
life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
That's because I have 2 tattoos. I have my little cat, which was like an impulse thing, and I have one on my back, but I never see it. But I want to get a tree of life,
That's cool.
and that's
Like Norse, like Yggdrasil.
What?
They
JL.
call that. Oh, Jason just commented. They call that site 4chan for a reason.
Wow. No, my friend. No.
Oh, did you just see what JD wrote? Oh, he's saying, heck yeah, he'll be
I think he was
ready.
talking about the
Yeah,
tattoo,
yeah.
not
I
me.
think he's talking about tattoo. I want to get like a tree of life with like the seasons and
Yeah.
the roof.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, JD, when next time I'm in Pennsylvania, as long as not for a funeral, which I'm really figuring out, I'm hitting you up because I definitely want that.
That's awesome. Yeah, do it. He'll work something out with you. Like you guys can talk about it beforehand. He'll sketch something up. And by the way,
That'd be awesome.
Jason, got nothing but love for you, buddy. Nothing but love for you, buddy. Yeah. Hit him up, man. He loves doing fun. He loves doing fun tattoos. Like he'd love to hook anybody up that wanted to come out for one. He's had like his buddy from up in Rhode Island's drove down for the weekend, and he's tattooed him over a weekend and stuff like that. Like it's no big deal. Yeah. And I recommend him highly. I have plenty that I did.
Nick
When I get my tattoos, I'm going to JD.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might have to as well.
I will do the 3.5 hour drive up there for that.
Well, I mean, he's a seriously talented artist.
Oh, yeah.
So that definitely helps.
Well,
like
and I know him, and I trust him, and it's not like I'm just walking into some random tattoo shop where I don't know anything about them.
And 9 times out of 10, if you come at him with a vision, like, and not a Pinterest idea, like if you just come to him with like an idea in general, he'll be like, I can help you out.
Mm-hmm.
But he is an artist, so he's not going to copy someone else's work. That's not,
awesome.
Yeah,
I've got a few ideas that I want.
Yeah, because I like my tree of life is an idea of mine. The other thing I want at some point is like a bouquet of flowers, or like flowers of the birth months of Nick, Cal, and myself. Symbolize my family.
Aww. That's actually a really nice idea.
Yeah, I think that might be my next one. That first, and then the tree of life will probably be after that. And then Nick's could hear me, and he's like, "Tell him I want tattoos too." From JD.
Yeah, come up next time you guys come up. Just work it out with us. Let us know when, and we'll figure it out. Yeah, like
Chan will feed you, and JD will pet you.
You can crash here. You don't gotta take. Yeah, it's not gonna cost you much. You can crash here with us. We'll feed you. We'll hang out. And
sounds good to me.
It'll be a good time. That's what Rogue War and his wife did. That's what he just said. Like Rogue War and his wife came from Washington State last year around Thanksgiving, and they stayed here and went up to the shop with JD, and we all hung out, and they got tattooed, and it was a good time. It was a good time. Yeah.
I love it. And I think Jason
tattoo party at 4
Put that up.
I'm all for it.
Terrible, Jason. Why do you gotta do that, dude? I thought we were friends. No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna say all my shenanigans. I'm old enough that all my shenanigans are on print film, not digital. And I had all the negatives.
Good.
On video.
Well, we're about 20 minutes over, so it's about time to end. We got some people leaving for bed anyway, so let's let everyone else go too.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. Thank you for staying with us for those 20 extra minutes.
Yeah.
Working with us, having fun.
Good night, guys.
See you next Thursday.
Bye.
See you guys next week.
Bye.